Hello, welcome. My name's Tracy. We're gonna need just in the beginning of class, if you do have a yoga block, grab that real quick. If you don't have a yoga block and you have like some sort of a throw pillow that's somewhat firm, or you can quickly run and grab a like a beach towel and roll it up. I like to have something to put between the thighs and the knees as kind of feedback, and also just to get those inner thighs kind of fired up so you're squeezing onto something. Let's go ahead and go because 45 minutes goes by real fast. So you're gonna start on your back with your knees bent, your feet on the floor. We'll take the block or the pillow or whatever you have. And if you don't have anything, that's okay. You can still do this. In between the thighs, thin way or medium width, thin or medium. And then take your hands to the top of your thighs, walk the heels in, and you're gonna just lift into a low bridge. So we want to have a neutral pelvis here. Glutes are active. The point of this is just to fire up the lower body. It's not to create a back bend. So hands up on the thighs for a moment. Feel your feet. You might just start here by closing your eyes, and we'll just start with a few deep breaths. Emptying the lungs and then breathing nice and deep and slow in through your nose. You can open mouth exhale or exhale through your nose, whatever feels better. Couple more like that. This class the theme is kind of about creating confidence. So we'll be making fists with our hands a lot, just really strong and powerful, making that fist throughout the class. Our different poses as we move through the sequences. Let's stretch out our wrists. So go ahead and take your hands up to the ceiling and spread your fingers wide, like you're saying stop. And then take one hand on top of the other, and you're going to draw the fingers down as you push the heel of the hand up. Couple deep breaths here, creating space through the palm of the hand, the wrist, and the forearm. Super important to get those wrists ready and those hands ready for weight bearing. Since we're not walking around on our hands normally, let's go ahead and switch sides. Keep pressing the feet into the ground. The glutes are active. We're squeezing that block or whatever you have there. If you've got something in between those thighs, awakening the muscles. Another breath here. Push the heel of the hand up. And then release. Maybe just roll out your wrists for a moment. Go one direction and then the other. Just kind of loosen up in there in the forearms. And then we'll just slowly lower the hips back down. We're going to take that block or throw pillow or towel on the thinnest setting and place it between your knees. Like I said, just a throw pillow from your couch works really well here too. Keep the feet on the ground. We'll warm up our core muscles. Take your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers behind the base of the skull there, and then wrap your elbows towards the ceiling. Come on up off of the shoulder blades, and as you're here, hug the belly down and knit the rib cage in. Let your head rest back into your hands so we're not pulling on the neck at all. And then lower back down, inhale. Exhale, lifts you up off the shoulder blades, and then inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades, hug the belly down, and then extend the left leg out. So knees are squeezing in towards your prop there. And then rebend the knee, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift off the shoulder blades, right leg extends, hug the belly down, see if you can lift the shoulder blades a little higher, and then rebend and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift off the shoulder blades, and then extend your left leg again. And we're gonna take our right arm and punch it forward towards your right thigh there, your right knee. So the right arm punching, we wanna lift that shoulder blade higher, that scapula off of the mat, and then hand behind the head, rebend the knee, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift off the shoulder blades, extend your right knee, take your left hand and punch it towards that left knee or thigh. So it's kind of pulling you up off of your shoulder blades a little bit more. Hand behind the head, rebend the knee, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Extend that left leg, punch the right arm, and now take that right fist across to the left. Hug the belly down. Bring it back to center, hand behind the head, rebend and lower. Just last one. Exhale, lift off the shoulder blades, extend your right knee, reach your left arm, punch, lift, and then twist to the right. So now we're wakening up those obliques. Bring it back to center, rebend, inhale, lower. Let's take that block out, or if you had a prop there, and then just hug the knees in just for a moment and make your way up and around to tabletop pose. So coming into hands and knees here, fingers are spread wide, find this nice solid foundation, knees under the hips, belly hugs up and in, so you've got it nice, all those muscles ready. And then send your left leg straight back and lift. Reach your fist, right hand forward here. So make a fist with that right arm. So you're just coming into like this bird dog. Hug the belly up and in, try not to slouch in the low back, take an inhale breath. And then bring elbow towards knee as you exhale. Just do maybe 4 or 5 of these. Move at your own pace. Extending and then contracting. Left glutes nice and strong as you push back. Last one. Lower the hand and the knee. And let's do the other side. Right leg goes back, lift, engage the glute. Left hand, make a fist, punch it forward, hug the belly up and in. Find one point of focus with your eyes. That will help with your balance. Big breath in. And then begin to move elbow towards knee. Inhale as you extend. Exhale as you bring everything into center here. We're also just kind of moving into that hip flexor, that hip joint. Last one. And then hand and knee down. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow. Just kind of feel into your spine here. You can barrel roll, rib rolls around. It's kind of loosening up the kinks here. And then we'll bring those forearms to the ground, setting up for dolphin pose. Warming up our shoulders. Tuck your toes, let your head hang, push these forearms and elbows into the ground, and then lift your knees into your hips. Walk your feet in if you can. Feel free to have as much of a bend in your knees. We want to hoist the hips up here, so lifting the sacrum. And then we're just going to pedal out the feet. Pedal out the feet, just as you would do like maybe in a downward facing dog. Feel the ball mounds of the feet. So the big toe ball mound is an energetic push off point for when we maybe try hopping. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your elbows, come up onto your hands. So you're in the shortened down dog. And we're just going to step to the top of the mat, one foot and then the other. Stand up, inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Let's take a big stretch, maybe make fists here, punch up towards the ceiling, hug the belly in. And then forward fold, bend your knees, long spine. Right leg steps back, lower the knee and the top of the foot. 90-90 lunge, the arms reach forward and up. Make fists here, punch up towards the ceiling, engage your right glute. Energetically drag your front foot back. And then zipper up through your belly. One more breath in. Hands release to the floor, step into plank pose. Lower the knees, lower all the way. Tops of the feet glue to the mat. Take a baby cobra. Maybe a little higher. Drag the heels of the hands back. Glutes are active. And then you're going to push and lift up and back, down dog. Step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee in the top of the foot. Arms reach forward and up, make fists punch up. So you're in this 90-90. So that means the hip is over the knee. Turn your left glute on and then drag that front foot back. So you feel the inner thighs work here. Really reach up. Find length on the sides of the body. Punch those knuckles up. And then release. Hands to the floor. Step forward and fold. Rise all the way up. Long spine. Nice flat back. Gaze up. And then fold. Come on down. Left foot will step back. Lower the knee, but keep the toes curled under. And then reach your hands behind you this time. We're going to interlace the fingers at the sacrum, at the low back. So we're not really punching the knuckles down here. We just want to open up through the chest, create some space. And we're not doing any sort of back bend yet, maybe later. But just opening space through the chest. So kind of drawing those elbows towards each other behind you. And then release. Step back into plank pose. Lower the knees, lower everything. Tops of the feet down, pull back cobra. glutes active. And then push and lift in a down dog. Step your left foot forward and lower your right knee. Keep the toes curled under. Interlace the hands behind the back again. Right glute is super strong here. Squeeze it. And then same thing. Keep the knuckles at the sacrum and just kind of bring those elbows towards each other here. So you drag that front foot back. Opening up through that right hip flexor. Hug the belly back and in. And then release. We'll step forward and fold. All the way up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, fold, long spine. We'll take the right foot back again. Lower the knee, keep the toes curled under. Interlace your hands behind the back. And then this time, maybe start to draw the knuckles down. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades a little closer together. Lifting the heart space. And then release your hands to the ground. Lift your back knee up. Three-legged dog. That left foot's going to sweep up and back here. Reach through your arms. Strong lifted leg. Try to level your hips out. Pause. Take a couple breaths here. Feel nice and strong. And then we're going to step this left foot forward. Turn to the right long edge of your mat. Come into goddess pose. So we're coming up stand. Toes turned out. Knees turned out. Knees are nice and bent. Bring your arms up and then pull with your fists into a goal pose. So you're going to make fists with your hands, elbows in line with your shoulders. We're going to loosen up some fascia within the rib cage here, the thoracic spine. So you're just going to kind of do these little twisting. Remember, we're just moving through the rib cage, not the pelvis. So stay really stable from the pelvis down. Just create some space and free up some tissues through the thoracic spine here. Good. And then we're going to come around to the front, step back for plank pose. Lower all the way. You can bring your knees down or just lower straight down. Come on down. Keep your toes tucked under right here. Hands are right under your shoulders. Bring your knees down. Keep the head of the shoulder bones lifted, the head of the humerus bones here, and then push into like this half push-up, modified push-up on your knees. And then you're going to bend your elbows and lower belly and chest, but keep the shoulders lifted and then push back up. Keep your core nice and active. Couple more of these, working our triceps. Lower and push back up. One more time. Push back up. Downward facing dog pose. Pedal up the feet here a little bit if you need to. We didn't really give you any time in down dog yet, so take what you need. And then we'll step the right foot forward, lower the left knee, keep the toes curled under. We'll start again on the other side. Taking the hands behind, interlacing the fingers, turning that left glute on, and then maybe drawing the knuckles down, squeezing the shoulder blades, front foot pushing into the floor like you're trying to drag it backwards here. One more breath. Good, we'll release the hands out in front. Lift your back knee, sweep your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Pause. Feel a nice strength in that left leg. And then that right glute working to lift that right leg up. Reach through the arms. One more breath. And we'll step that right foot forward. You're going to turn to the left, come into goddess. So my back's going to be facing you. Bend the knees, open through the hips. Bring your arms up and then make fists with your hands. Pull down for your goal post. And then start your little rotations through your middle spine. Rotating at the ribs. Just nice and easy. Not too forceful here. Good. Last one, we'll turn to the front. Step back into plank. Lower all the way to the belly. Keep the toes tucked under. We're coming into those push-ups again. So knees can come down, push up, and then lower. Push, and then lower. Push, Good, let's do one more push up. Lift the hips, down dog. Big breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Step your feet forward a few inches just to shorten your down dog. This is helpful if you work on hopping forward. Otherwise, we'll step forward for this first time, bring the feet between the hands, and then come all the way up to stand. We'll do a couple Sun A's. They're kind of a shortened version, so go ahead and fold. No halfway lifts in these. See if you can bend your knees and plant your hands and step back into plank. And then lower the knees, come all the way down. Tops of the feet down. Let's take cobra or press into the hands and lift into up dog. Thighs and pelvis are lifted. And then pull the hips up and back for down dog. So just a shortened one. Step your feet in a little bit, lift the heels, breathe in. Keep that length in your spine, bend the knees, exhale, belly to thighs. And then you might try to hop forward, lifting the hips, feet between the hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Now step or hop back, it's up to you. Keep that core strong and glutes. Lower halfway or all the way. So chaturanga push up or lowering to the belly. Taking your back bend, and then we'll meet in down dog. This class is a little active. We're gonna get the heart rate up in a second. So you can always continue with a few more Sun A's. Step your feet forward, breathe in, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, step or hop, all the way up to stand. And then fold, exhale. Here's the change. Step or hop back, just like you're moving through your vinyasa flow here. We'll meet in down dog. And then from down dog, we're gonna walk the hands back towards your feet, come into a little squat. So you'll bend your knees, belly to thighs. And then we'll rise up onto the toes, reach up towards the ceiling. You can even use fists to help here. And then come forward, walk forward into plank. Move through your vinyasa. Down dog, hands walk back. Squat, maybe at a hop. Walk forward on the hands, plank. Knees can come down, move through your back bend of choice. From down dog, hands walk back. Here's the one more change here. Option to just rise up onto the toes or hop forward on your mat. Hands down, hop back or step back. Lower halfway or all the way. Up dog or cobra, down dog. Let's do one more time. Walk those hands back. Get that heart rate up a little bit. Maybe hop forward. Plank pose, vinyasa. And then let's pause in down dog. If you need a child's pose, feel free to take it. Get water whenever you need it, chill. Just pausing there for a moment. All right, step your right foot in just a little bit closer forward here, like an inch or two, and then lift your left leg, three-legged dog. You can stay right here, or you can kind of practice gliding that right foot forward and back. So it's kind of hopping, gliding forward and back. So we're weight shifting into the hands and then away from the hands a bit. This is just kind of preparing for doing some push-offs into getting the feet up over the head here, the hands. Good. Go ahead and take your, sorry, I'm looking at my notes because this little sequence is new to me today. So from your three-legged dog, we're gonna take that left knee to the ground, come into a modified side plank. So your left hand is down, punch your right arm up towards the ceiling. You might gaze down towards your left hand and then lift your right leg. So the arm and the leg are lifted. This is another little sequence that we're gonna move through. I'm gonna go through slow. It's just 2 moves here. So it's modified side plank. And then that right foot steps forward as you turn into goddess, punch your arms out to the sides of your room there. Come back around to the front, land, modified side plank, right arm, right leg, punch. And then right foot steps, quarter turn, goddess, boom. So go at your own pace. We'll do a few more of these. It's that modified side plank. Just move at your own pace, boom, and then into goddess. Modified side plank, knee is down, right leg is up, and goddess. One more time. Modified side plank, goddess pose, boom. And then we're gonna windmill to the back of your mat. Land your right hand, come into this simple twist. Left arm up. Good, so that left foot is forward, right foot is back, right hand is down, and just rotate through your mid spine here. Good, and then from here, you're gonna turn to the side for a side lunge. So we're gonna bend into that right knee and lift your left toes up. Just getting some nice stretch through the inner thigh on that left leg. Good. And then we'll go ahead and turn to the front of the mat. So you're in a low lunge here. Step your left foot behind or your left leg and come into a seated twist. We're not really going to twist here, but sit however you can with your legs. You can always bring that bottom leg straight out if you need to. Take your fist, punch them straight up. Create all this length, hug the belly in. So we're opening some space through the back here and working those back muscles. Reach up and breathe. Good, and then hands down. You're gonna come out of this little pretzel into a plank position facing the front of your mat. Plank position facing the front. Lower, halfway or all the way. Move through a vinyasa, we'll meet in down dog. You're gonna walk those hands back into your squat. Maybe it's a squat hop. So you're coming into that kind of sun A hopping motion. Pull back, down dog, hands walk back. Either squat here and hop just here, come into plank and move through down dog, or you can hop forward. And then let's meet in downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Whew, all right. We're gonna step that left foot forward a little bit, lift the right leg, three-legged down dog. It's nice and strong here. And then you can try, just my pants, you can try the skimming of that foot forward and back. So it would be that left foot kind of skimming forward and back. Maybe even pushing off, catching some air. Good. And then that right knee is gonna land for your modified side plank. So ground down through that left hand, nice strong left shoulder, and then punch that left arm up, lift your left leg. So we're working that outer hip. Step this left foot forward, turn to the right, goddess. Boom, you punch your arms out to the side. Turn back to the front, modified side plank. So just two moves here, over and over. Step forward, goddess, boom. You can even add a little hop there if you want. Right hand down, right knee down, side plank. Strong leg, strong arm. Goddess. Right hand, right knee, side plank. Come into goddess one more time. Boop. And then turn to the back for your simple twist. Left hand down, right arm reaches up, and just stay a couple breaths. Rotating through the middle spine. Try to stay lifted through that left hip so you're not slouching down. One more breath. Turn to the left, come into a side lunge. So you're bending into your left knee, your right leg is gonna straighten, lift the right toes. If that's too much, you can keep the right toes down. Maybe walk those hands out in front of you. Create a nice long spine. Send some breath into the places that you're feeling the most sensation. Good, and then we'll turn to the front. And this back leg is gonna come behind the front leg for kind of that seated twist, but without the twist. Remember, if this is challenging, extend that bottom leg out and then let's just, boom, reach those arms up. Strong fist, hug the belly in. Grow nice and long on the sides of the body here. Your next shape is plank pose facing the front of the room. So just kind of unwind out of that pretzel shape, come into plank. Lower halfway or all the way. We're doing those hopping sun A's again. And those are optional, right? You can do basic sun A's. It's feeling a little feisty today, feeling like I needed to do a little bit of power moves here on this Tuesday. So if you're not feeling that today, then just take it easy. Take it at your own pace. Last time. Meet and down dog. Step the feet forward a little bit, shorten the distance between the hands and the feet, lift the heels, breathe in. Belly to thighs, bend your knees. Exhale, hold that retention breath out and hop or step to the top. Stand all the way up, breathe in. Let's bring the hands to the heart for a moment and just take a second. Whew. Just notice how you feel. Maybe energized, hopefully. Okay, so this last little sequence here, we'll go through it nice and slow. So like I said, I'm kind of just learning it too. Utkatasana, sit back. Utkatasana, chair pose, fierce pose is also a name for it, which I like better, especially for this flow since we're being strong and powerful. Fierce pose. Take one more breath. And then forward fold. Move through a vinyasa, stepping or hopping back, lowering halfway or all the way, downward facing dog. Right foot steps in a little, left leg lifts for three-legged dog. So it starts out kind of the same here. So you have the option to practice your sliding, gliding, forward and back, maybe hopping. Next shape though is warrior two with your left foot forward, ground the back heel and rise up, make fists. Come into warrior two. Good, nice deep bend in that front knee, fire up your back quad and glute. So we're gonna do kind of this bow and arrow with the back arm. It's gonna be a circle back, as long as your shoulder feels okay. One circle back, and then pull the elbow back. Circle, reach, pull, circle. So we're freeing up some tissue in that shoulder joint too. Circle, and then we're working the muscles of the upper back as we pull back. Boom. Circle and pull that bow and arrow, feeling like a badass. Pull and circle and pull and hold. Front forearm comes to your left thigh. Right arm extends up and over. Bicep by your ear. Maybe turn your gaze, rotate the rib cage up. Lift though from the left side. Try to avoid collapsing into the left side. Breathe into that right side. Okay, let's go ahead and come on up. Turn just to the back to your side lunge. You're gonna bend into that right leg just for a moment. Your left toes can be down or pointed up again. And then come back to the front of the mat. We're coming into a right side plank, which can be modified or straight legs. If you're going in a straight leg, a little tip here to make you a little stronger on that right side is really focus on leaning into that right shoulder blade. And then you're gonna make a fist with your left hand and rotating through your rib cage, not your pelvis, you're gonna punch your knuckles towards the floor. I gotta do this one on my knee. Punch the knuckles towards the floor and then back up. Punch the knuckles. So we're getting this rotation in our core and working our obliques. Just keep going, punch the knuckles, knee down or both legs straight and those feet stacked on top of each other. Two more. Last one. Come into forearm plank. Good. Making that number 11 here with your forearms. Palms can be down. I kind of like to make fists here and push them into the ground. Squeeze the glutes, hug the belly up and in, knit your rib cage. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down, belly down, elbows out to the side with your fists, coming into goalpost cobra here. Glutes on, you can have your toes on the ground and lift. Lift the chest. Then turn your thumbs up, like you're saying, cool, all right? Stay, breathe, and then release. Hands next to your ribs. Make your way up and back, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Soften the muscles of the face. And then make your way to the top of the mat. Stepping, hopping, floating, maybe lifting the feet to handstand. Rise all the way up to stand. Hands to heart. Exhale. Let's do that again. Other side. Utkatasana. Pelvis goes back. Bend the knees. Arms reach forward and up. Long spine. Hug the belly in. Weight in the heels. Use your toes though. They're there for a reason. Try not to just overly grip them though. Take one more breath. And then fold it down. Move through vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. You can always skip this too. Just head straight to down dog, that works. Step your left foot in, lift your right leg. Skim, maybe try hopping. Might catch a little air. We're coming into right foot forward, warrior 2. So when you're ready, we will meet there. We'll settle in for a moment. Make fists with your hands. Stretch your arms nice and long. Gaze over your right knuckles there. And we'll go into that circle. So it's left arm does a full circle back and then reach, pull. Full circle, reach, pull. Full circle, and keep going. Creating nice opening through that shoulder. Strength building in that upper back. Last one, pull back, right forearm to your thigh, left arm reaches up and over, bicep by your ear, rotate the rib cage up slightly. You might turn your gaze to look up. Stay for one more breath. And then we're gonna go shift into that left hip and come into a side lunge. Bring your hands down. Feet can be right foot pressing down or right toes lifting. We'll turn right back around to the front of the mat. And now we're coming into side plank on the left side. So you can step that right foot back and stack, or bring that left knee down for modified side plank. And then reach that right arm up, make a fist, and then knuckles to the floor, up. Knuckles to the floor, lean into that left shoulder blade, that will help. Knuckles to the floor, try to keep the pelvis stable and steady, but rotate through your rib cage so those side abdominal muscles are getting the work here. Punch, good, one more. Forearm plank is next, come on down. Boom, stay, turn your glutes on. Push the earth away with those forearms and elbows. Hug that belly up and in and knit those ribs. Knees down, lower all the way. Let's come into the goalpost arms again. You can keep your toes tucked under here, glutes active. Goalpost, make fist, lift. Woo, turn those thumbs up. Then, turn your thumbs down, lift your elbows. So point your knuckles towards the ground. Lift your elbows, oh, it's super challenging. Internal rotation and release. Let's just take a break for a sec. Make a little pillow with your hands, place your forehead down. Maybe shimmy your hips a little bit side to side. Catch your breath. Smile, we're almost done. Good work, all right. Let's kind of put this together. We'll see how I can do here with remembering all these sequences, but we'll put it together. Not everything, it'll be a little bit different. Push up and back, down dog. And then let's make our way to the top of the mat. Come up to stand, reach those arms, and then fold forward, come into your hinge. We'll take the right leg back, lower the right knee, Keep the toes curled under, interlace your hands at your low back. So you're back in your 90-90 lunge. This time we'll create more of a back bend, so a heart opener. Valentine's Day is coming up. Draw the knuckles down, lift the heart. Only if it feels good and you're not collapsing into your lumbar spine, your low back. We want to really create this strong lift through the chest. Lift through the chest here. Good. And then release, hands down. Three-legged dog, left leg sweeps up and back. Lower the knee, come into modified side plank on the left knee and the left hand, right arm, right leg, reach. Right arm this time is gonna reach over your ear. And we're gonna do those bird dogs, but in our side plank, so knee to elbow. Inhale, extension, exhale, pull. One more. Step that right foot forward, turn to the left, goddess pose. Different here with our goddess with the arms. You're gonna make your goal pose with the fists, but we're gonna turn the arms down, just like we did in that cobra pose. So turning the arms down here and then rotating. Good, turn back. So I don't lose where I'm at here. Rotating through the middle spine, the rib cage. Shoulder blades are tucked down onto your upper ribs there, glued down. Let's turn to the front this time and take our simple twist. Left hand lands, right arm reaches. Breath. Simple twist. Good, we're gonna step that back leg in for a seated twist. Sit down. This bottom leg can stretch out if you need to. Rather than bringing the arms up, we'll bring the left arm up, right hand behind you, and then turn, rotate through your rib cage, and then hug that right thigh into your chest. One more breath. Create some length along with your twist. You can turn your gaze over towards the right. Unwind to the front, come into plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way vinyasa. Down dog. Down dog hops. Walk the hands back. Hop forward. Hands down. Step or hop back. Lower. All the way halfway. Down dog. Walk the hands back. Hop. Hands land. Step. Lower. Lift. Down dog. Stay. Right foot steps in. Lift your left leg. And either skim the floor, maybe you try some hops. We're going into left foot forward, warrior two. Open up. This time take a reverse warrior. And then forearm to thigh, warrior variation, or side angle, bent triangle. Come back, reverse. Good. Warrior variation, forearm to thigh. And then shift it all the way to that back leg. Come into your side lunge. Lift your left toes. Crawl around to the front of your mat here. Come into side plank, right hand down. Just one breath. Good. Come into forearm plank. Lower. Cactus arms make fists. Come into that cobra lift. Release. Hands under the shoulders. Push up and back. Down dog. Step your left foot in. Lift your right leg. Shift it forward and back. Maybe hop. And we're going to step into kneeling lunge here. So left knee comes down, right foot forward. I kind of messed up, but we'll make this work here. Interlace your hands behind your back. So we're kind of back where we started. Just came into it a different way. Draw the knuckles slightly down, lift the heart. You might even slide the knuckles down farther. Maybe some of you can reach your thigh or even all the way back towards your heel. One more breath. And then release. Three-legged dog, right leg sweeps up and back. Lower the right knee, come into your modified side plank. Left arm, left leg, and this time reach that left arm over, knee to elbow. Pull, just like bird dog, but in your side plank. Extend, exhale as you pull in, inhale as you extend. Last one. Step your left foot forward, quarter turn into goddess. Good. Drop through the hips here. Goal pose. Turn your palms down. Rotate through your torso. This is it. Last few minutes. Goddess. And then go ahead and turn to the front. Simple twist. Right hand lands. Left arm reaches. Quarter turn. Let's do a little side lunge here. Bend into that right leg. Turn back to the front. Step back to down dog. Walk your hands back. One time only. Just hop forward. Hands down. Step or hop back. Lower halfway or all the way. Pull back. Down dog. Stay. Big breath in. And then let's step those feet forward, top of the mat. Utkatasana, just right away. Forward fold. Vinyasa, or simply step back to down dog. Good, left foot steps in, right leg lifts. Lower the foot, lower the foot. We're done. I'm pretty sure that we did all of it on both sides. So coming to down dog for a second. We have to be done anyways. I'm losing my train of thought. All right, let's come forward and all the way down. Have a seat. So a couple options for a hip opener. Double pigeon, or you can come on your back and do figure four. So right ankle comes on top of the left knee here. We want to create our shins to be parallel. And I know you have super tight hips. That is not going to happen. You can use a block if you have one and put that top foot on the block to give yourself a little more space. We'll sit up nice and tall, big breath. And then if you're feeling able here, walk the hands forward, kind of lean over those thighs. You're on your back, figure four, right ankle over left thigh. And then let's walk those hands back, lean back. Unwind the legs, just send them out in front, kind of give them a little massage real quick, shake them out. And then let's do the other side. It'll be left ankle on top of right knee, shins parallel, best that you can. You can use a block, inhale, hands behind, sit up tall. And then maybe exhale, walk the hands forward. Sending some breath into probably your hips. Start feeling the sensation. That's my hope. Okay, and then let's walk back up. So if you need anything else, take it. You know what we didn't do? We didn't do the seated twist on the other side. So let's do it. I'm surprised I remembered that. Let's do the other side. So it's going to be your right ankle crossing over the left knee. Left hand behind you, punch your right arm up. Inhale. And then twist. Hug that thigh in. Turn your gaze over your shoulder. Try to avoid twisting through your low back. Work it through the middle back and then your neck, your cervical spine. And then let's unwind. And come onto your back for Shavasana. You can also do legs up the wall. That's sounding good to you. You can finish with a seated meditation. We've got a couple minutes here left together that I'd like to just spend in stillness. Use any props you'd like, get yourself comfy. Try to take a few minutes. I know for me, Shavasana has become less important since we've been stuck at home. And it really is the most important pose, just to find that stillness, to be here in that moment. But practicing at home, you have so many other distractions. So it's easy to just pop right up after class and get going. But I really invite you to continue to practice Shavasana, the pose of digestion. Stay as long as you'd like, or begin your journey upright to a seated position. Finding that nice regal spine. Hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra, the gesture of gratitude. I know we all have at least one thing we're grateful for. So just taking time to honor that. Maybe turning the corners of your mouth up to just a hint of a smile. Your nervous system can feel that. So interesting. The nervous system can feel that hint of a smile. Thanks for practicing with me. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.